Hi and welcome to Move. My name is Chantal and this is your stretch series. It's your chance to relax, to escape and to stretch out any tired or sore muscles. For today, I'm using a mat, but if you like, you can use a mat or a towel will be just fine. Let's get started. To get started with today, just lay out your towel or your mat and we're going to come down to the floor. So take a lay down. It's really important to remember that throughout today's session that you remain nice and relaxed and calm. So I want you to start off by positioning your body on the floor, lengthen your legs out and pop your arms by your side. Just turn your palms so that they're face up towards the sky and allow your feet just to roll out so that they're nice and comfortable. Before we begin today's stretches, I encourage you to close your eyes. We just want to come into a nice, calm and relaxed state. As you close your eyes, we're going to focus in on the breathing. So that means taking a big, deep breath in through the nose. And I want you to take in a couple of big, deep breaths in your own time and just allow your body to relax into the floor so that we can begin today's session. Take in that big deep breath through the nose and empty the breath out completely so that you're nice and relaxed. So throughout this next session, we're going to be looking at some of the major muscles and we're going to be stretching those muscles out. Muscles that might currently feel sore or tight, that you might have worked hard throughout the week, that you might have been exercising and just need that little bit of extra attention. To begin with today, can I get you to bring both knees into your chest? Bring them in nice and close and wrap your arms around the outside of your knees. Very gently start to circle in one direction and then back in the opposite direction. And just gradually in your own time, I just want you to move from side to side, forward and back, circling one way and then the other. I want you to feel really comfortable that you can keep your eyes closed throughout the entire session, and I'll always tell you what exercise is coming up next and what muscle group we're focusing on. Hold the knees to the center now and extend both of your arms out by either side, laying your palms flat down on the floor. Lift your knees so that they're over your hips and extend your legs out slightly. I want you to tip your knees towards me so that your knees are stacked, your feet are stacked, and then look out towards the opposite direction so that your eye line is running along your extended arm. Continue to breathe nice and gently, nice and calmly. I want you to feel complete stillness throughout your body and breathe. From this position, the areas that we're stretching are through the core. You might feel it a little bit through the glutes, even through the hamstrings and through the ITB. Just hold that stretch for another few seconds, continuing to breathe and gently pressing both shoulder blades down to the ground. Holding now just for 3, for 2, for 1, and gently bring both knees back to center and take them over to the other side. So in exactly the same way as you did the first time, stretch out through the upper body, keep the knees stacked, and when you're ready, look out over the opposite direction. Your eyes can remain closed, your breathing remains steady, and feel that stretch that is now running down the opposite side of the body, through your glutes, past the hamstring, right down to your knees, and continue to just breathe gently. Holding on just for another few counts. Now for 3, for 2, for 1, and draw both knees back to the center and give yourself a little hug. This time, wrap your hands all the way around the outside, bring your head in towards your knees, hold it here just for a couple of seconds, and then release everything down. Pop your hands this time by your sides with your palms face down. I want you to push your feet into the floor, really extend your toes out. Now we're going to do some very small glute bridges from here so that we can activate through the spine and really switch on all those muscles for a beautiful stretch. So starting from the hips, I want you to gently lift the pelvis and the hips off the floor, gradually rolling all the way up, pressing your hips up as you press your heels down. Your shoulder blades press into the ground. I want you to squeeze through the glutes, push the bottom right up into the air. Hold it here just for 4, for 3, 2, and for 1, and gently lower it back down again. Good. Now, with your right leg, I'd like you to lift that leg all the way up towards the sky. Gently grab hold just behind the back of your hamstring, or if you like, behind the back of your calf muscle. I don't want you to hold on behind the back of your knee. From this position, take a look straight up at your toes. Now you can close your eyes, you know what your focus is. I want you to start by pointing the toe all the way up, so point the toe towards the ceiling, and then flex the foot and bring the toe down towards the heart and push your heel away. Bring that leg in a little bit closer if you can, and if you feel okay to do so, extend the other leg down now along the ground. You might want to interlock your fingers behind the back of the leg and bring that leg in a little bit closer. Back to the point, pointing the toes and feeling that nerve stretch kicking in along the front of the leg, and then reversing it by flexing the foot, pushing your heel away and feeling the stretch running up down the back of your hamstring and even down the back of your calf. Now don't worry if you can't completely extend your leg, that is fine. You might want to have a soft bend in your leg. You're just going to work to where feels right for you. I want you to remember with stretching that it's never about going to pain. You will challenge your muscles, you will stretch and strengthen your muscles, but never ever go to pain. Now we're going to focus on the breath and deepen through the stretch. So taking a big deep breath now, and as you exhale, see if you can draw that leg in just a little bit closer. Hold it just that little bit closer. Keep the eyes closed, holding for 3, for 2, good, and relax it down just a little bit. We're going to do that again. Breathe in and extend, breathe out and draw it in just a little bit closer. Good. How's the extension feeling through your leg? If you've got the shakes a little bit, that's fine. I just want you to go where is right for you. Good. Hold it for another couple of seconds now. For 3, for 2, for 1, and relax that leg down. Give that one a little bit of a shake, and we're going to swap it over to the other side. So once again, positioning ourselves nice and comfortably on the floor, start by extending the leg all the way up to the ceiling to a position that feels right for you. Take your hands, pop them behind the back of the thigh or behind the back of the calf muscle. Starting off with our pointing and our flexing. So point the toe all the way up towards the sky, hold it for a couple of seconds, and then flex the foot, bringing the toe down to the heart and feeling the stretch running right through the back of the hamstrings and the back of the calf. Continue to breathe nice and easy, and if you feel comfortable to do so, extend the other leg down to the ground so you have complete extension on both legs. Interlock the hands behind the back of the thigh now, and let's do a point and a flex for one last time. Just allow your foot to end up in a position where it feels nice and comfortable, and then let's work on increasing the stretch and deepening the stretch through our breathing. So taking a big deep breath now, breathe in, and one more time, one more stretch, breathe in, and ready, extend that leg down and give it a little bit of a shake. Now, I do not want you to worry if you felt a little bit shaky, if you couldn't fully straighten out your leg. That is totally fine. As you progress through the stretches, as your body warms up, as your muscles extend, you'll feel more comfortable in each of these stretches. Now, when you're ready, what I'd like you to do is extend both legs out and take both hands overhead. So reach them out as long as you can go. Taking a big deep breath. Reach the fingers out just a little bit further, holding for 3, for 2, for 1, and then bring them back by your sides. And when you're ready, slowly come up into a seated position, flip all the way over, and we're going to be laying down on the ground for this next one. So come all the way down to the ground. Tuck your hands just underneath your shoulders. Extend your legs out the back. Now you don't need to rise too high. I want you to do a small cobra stretch, lifting up just a little way from the ground and then coming back down again. So one more time, lifting up from the ground, small stretch, elbows remain bent, and coming all the way back down to the ground from there. Now push your hands so that they're underneath your shoulders and that your knees come underneath your hips. I want you to find yourself in a position that feels nice and strong. We're going to arch through the back from here. So arch the back all the way up, hollow out through the tummy, drop your chin down towards your chest, tuck your tailbone under, and I want you to hold that position just for a couple of seconds. Hold that position for 3, for 2, for 1, and now what we're going to do is go the opposite way. Drop the tummy down, push the hips up towards the sky, draw the shoulders down away from the ears, and look your eyesight forward just a little bit. Hold there just for a few seconds. For 3, for 2, for 1, and come back to center. Let's do that one more time. So arching our back up to start off with, round out through the back. That's it, shoulders are pulled apart, fingers are spread wide, holding for 3, for 2, for 1, and then in the opposite direction, drop the tummy down, good. That's a really good position. Hold that position just for a few seconds now. For 3, for 2, and for 1. You're doing a great job. Now, for this next one, let's get ourselves into position and then we're going to relax with those eyes closed again. Lifting your knees off the ground, tuck your toes under, lift those knees up and come on into a plank position. From here, I want you to take one knee and step it in between the hands and settle yourself down here. So what we're going to do is try and square off through the hips in this position, and this one's really important as well, that if you get any soreness through your knee or your hips, you can take a little bit of the weight through your hands and your elbows. If you feel fairly flexible and you feel okay from this position, then what we're going to do is lower ourselves all the way down onto the ground. Try and keep the hips stable at all times and gently come all the way down. If you feel okay, you're going to rest your head on your arms. If you need to, you can always keep yourself propped up to take a little bit of that weight out of your hips. When you come down to this position, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to breathe gently. We have a tendency to hold a lot of tension through those muscles. We have a tendency to not allow ourselves to really sink into the stretches in this one. I want you to give yourself permission to let go. I want you to give yourself permission to relax into the stretch, to breathe into the stretch. And the breathing is key, because every time you exhale, that's when you're going to allow yourself to move that little bit deeper. It's an area that we use every single day when we're walking, when we're sitting, in everyday movements. So it's important that we take this time to give back to our body. Breathe just a couple more breaths. For 3, for 2, for 1, and when you're ready, place the weight through your hands, tuck your back toe under to move yourself back into that plank position, and we're going to swap it over and do the same on the other side. So bring the other knee through. Now you might want to make some adjustments from this position. So that is, if you feel really flexible, you can move the foot up. If you feel comfortable here, keep it where it is. Keep the hips nice and square at all times. And when you're ready, come on down, starting off hands to the ground, progressing to elbows if that feels okay to you, and then coming all the way down if you feel comfortable to do so. Now, once again, I want you to find that stillness. I want you to find that calmness throughout your body. You're resting your forehead on your arms. You're allowing your tummy to relax and fall down. This is one session that you can just relax. You don't need to hold any tension through the body. Breathe nice and easy. And we're going to hold for another few seconds. Remember, anytime that we're stretching, We want to try and hold those stretches for anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds, especially with some of the bigger muscle groups. Continue to hold that position just for another couple of seconds, and then we're going to come out of it. So breathing easy, just for 4, for 3, for 2, and slowly rise out of that position. Beautiful. Can you bring your legs all the way around in front of you now? So bring your legs all the way around in front. And I want you to lift up nice and tall. So sitting up as tall as you can. Take a look down at your toes and flex your feet so that your toes point up towards your heart. Take both arms all the way up above the head. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, reach forward and see if you can reach out towards your toes. Now here's a tip. I don't mind if you can't touch your toes, that's fine. You are just going to go as far as feels right for you. You might be in this position here, and maybe in a couple of weeks you'll be a little bit further down. As long as you're not going to pain, as long as you're not straining through the back of those muscles, you are quite simply stretching through those muscles. Now once you're in that position, close your eyes. Go back to your breathing. Go back to that exhale that we talked about earlier, that point where you release and you relax. And we're just going to hold here for another couple of seconds, breathing nice and easy. For 4, for 3, for 2, and slowly come out of that position. Can you turn and face the front now so that your legs are crossed and you're sitting up nice and tall? Take both hands out by either side. Close your eyes. Now what we're going to do is drop our chin down towards our chest. Straight down now, keeping your eyes closed and stretching through the back of your neck. Keep the arms long, holding here just for a few seconds and feeling a beautiful stretch running down the back of the spine. Holding nice and gently for 4, for 3, 2, lift your chin off your chest. Take your right ear to your right shoulder now. So drop it straight down and hold. Continue to keep your eyes closed. I'll tell you exactly where we're going. You're doing a beautiful job so far. We're coming towards the end of our stretch series. Hold that position, continue to have a beautiful long line down from the ear all the way down to the opposite side. Holding for 3, for 2, bring the head back to center, over to the other side to finish off now. Our very last stretch. Now I hope that over the last 20 minutes, you've been able to relax, you've enjoyed our time together. I hope that you leave the room today feeling calm, feeling centered. Come back to the center now. Give me a big shoulder roll to finish up. Take your hands all the way up above your head. Breathe in and breathe out. And that concludes today's session. Thank you so much for joining me for Stretch today. My name is Chantal, and I look forward to seeing you next time.